If you knew nothing about the history of this home, you'd imagine it could be straight out of a Hollywood love story. But its beauty hides a dark secret, one that many believe, even to this day, is true, and left Sharon Tate shocked as spirits gave a premonition of her sad end. So today we ask a simple question. Is this house cursed? Hey there, dissectors. Today we're going to delve into the very dark history of the Harlow Bern House in California, a home gifted to actress Jean Harlow by her husband, MGM producer Paul Bern, as a wedding gift. But their happiness was short-lived as tragedy struck them on September 5th, 1932, when Paul was found dead. Let's delve into the murky history of this house, one that has seen two past owners killed and the women in their life dying at the age of 26. Coincidence? For 2 evenings on the trot, Paul sent his young bride, Jean Harlow, to stay with her mother for the evening. Was there a reason for this? They'd only been married a short time, but already there were reports of a strain between them. On the morning of September 5th, 1932, the butler discovered Paul's body naked on the floor, shot in the head by a .38 caliber gun which was still in his hand. He was said to have bled profusely all over Jean's white bedroom, while also being drenched in her perfume. The police were not the first call made from the house after the discovery of the body. Instead, the staff rang MGM Studios to figure out what they should do first. When the police finally arrived at the scene, they ruled it a suicide. The thing is, many believed this to be untrue, including Paul's colleagues in the film industry, as evidence pointed to someone else being there the night before. A female bathing suit was discovered. 2 wine glasses were left by the pool, and more chilling, drops of blood too were discovered here. Did the evening take a turn at this point? Also, the suicide note found was not written by Paul, confirmed by his secretary, a Mrs. Harrison. Why cover up a possible murder? Because the studio didn't want the scandal to possibly ruin Jean Harlow's career is a big theory. But there was more scandal to come to light as people delved ever deeper into Paul's life. It seems that he'd been married before to a lady called Dorothy Millette, and they'd never divorced. In fact, he was still gifting her a monthly income of $350, which is around $5,000 by today's standards. She was also the beneficiary of his will. Well, that is until he married Jean. Was she the woman he was with the night of his death? Many believed it to be true. Now, with Paul's death, Dorothy would have no income, and this fact seemed to hit the woman hard. Apparently, she heard the news of his death on the radio while she was staying at the Plaza Hotel in San Francisco. After quickly packing away her belongings, she paid her bill and booked a stateroom on the Delta King riverboat departing on September 6th. One waiter who saw her on board the riverboat described her as appearing broken, exhausted, with no appetite. Her next sighting was by a man on the top deck taking in the evening air. He described seeing her at 2:30 a.m, crying as she stared into the dark waters below. 2 hours later, a night watchman doing his rounds discovered her coat and shoes on the deck. This had many wondering if she jumped due to guilt over killing her husband, whether it was grief at his death, or maybe she even faked her own suicide. The poor woman's body was discovered floating in the Sacramento River on September 14th by 2 fishermen, putting to rest rumours that she had faked her own death. Then on June 7th, 1937, Jean Harlow died at the age of 26 of uremic poisoning while filming her final movie, Saratoga. People started to believe that the Harlow Bern House was cursed after so much tragedy. But in 1963, one young man didn't listen to the rumours and purchased the home, something that he quite likely regretted later. That man was Jay Sebring, the ex-boyfriend and close friend of Sharon Tate. The two would later become victims of the Manson Family on August 9th, 1969. But while staying overnight at the Harlow Bern House, Sharon is said to have seen a premonition of what lay ahead in their future. You see, one evening, Sharon was staying overnight at the property while Jay was away. As she was trying to sleep in the master bedroom, an overwhelming feeling came over her that something was in the room with her. Suddenly, the spirit of what was later described as a creepy little man rushed into the room, a man Sharon recognised. It was Paul Bern. He didn't appear to notice her lying on the bed, eyes wide in shock, as he was busy looking for something unknown. Grabbing her robe, Sharon quickly exited the room, keeping a watchful eye on the ghostly figure as she did. But her night was about to get so much scarier. You see, as she ran down the staircase leading to the first floor, she found another spirit tied to the posts of the banister with its throat cut. Not wanting to take a closer look at the horrific scene, she desperately searched for Jay's liquor cabinet for something to calm her nerves. After no success, she suddenly had a strong urge to push on one of the bookcases, revealing a hidden bar. After settling her nerves with a stiff drink, another urge came over her. She started to tear away at the wallpaper along the base of the bar, revealing a solid copper base. Now by this point, adrenaline and alcohol had made Sharon tired, so she started to walk back to the master bedroom, but the ghostly apparitions were still there. The ghost of a person, unclear whether it was male or female, was still tied to the banister, and the spirit of Paul Bern was now pacing the hallway. In the morning, Sharon thought she may have dreamt it all. To be fair, I'm sure many of us have had horrific dreams and thought, wow, I am glad that was nothing more. But for Sharon, this thought came crashing down around her. As she approached the bar from the previous evening, the wallpaper was still torn away, revealing the copper base she discovered the night before. By 1969, Jay and Sharon had broken up their relationship after Sharon decided to get with Roman Polanski. They did remain very close friends though. While nearly 9 months pregnant, the couple, along with a group of friends, were slaughtered in the most horrific way by the Manson family. If you're interested in learning more about their fateful night, you might want to watch my video on this, and the link is below. Jay died trying to defend Sharon that evening, leading even more people into believing that the Harlow Bern House is truly cursed. Today though, the current owners claim to have never experienced anything paranormal, so maybe whatever curse was hanging over the property is now appeased. Either way, you can't ignore the coincidences attached to the cases we've discussed today. And how strange that both Sharon Tate and Jean Harlow were 26 years old at the time of their deaths too. Another thing worth noting is that Sharon Tate's family strongly disagree that she ever had the premonition, although those close to her say it did happen. Whatever the case, it just adds more intrigue into this historic property. I hope you found today's haunted location as fascinating as I did. It really does seem that something strange lingered over the property for many years. Maybe it's still there, waiting for the right time to show itself again. Whatever the case, let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, until next time, my friends, stay safe out there.